You gotta stop living in fear, bro. I know people every morning, they wake up, first thing on their mind, they pick up their phone, blah, 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 Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and it's programming you with fear, bro. Like, for real, the first thing you see is something sad. It's most likely somebody getting punched on, somebody getting shot, somebody getting stabbed, somebody, I don't know, something happening. Even with the dude from Hawkeye. First thing you see in the morning is somebody getting injured in a snowplow accident. So before you do that, you should probably have 10, 20, 30 minutes first thing in the morning as you in your mind. Because fear, you know what fear is? Do y'all really know what fear is? Fear is trying to predict the future, or you're pulling the past into your future. But right now, where we are right now, ain't really much going on other than you in your head thinking about what could happen, what can happen. Even like, if, for example, you got a pretty girl or whoever you want to talk to because you find them attractive. That's the first process, is finding somebody attractive. But in your mind, you don't feel like you're worthy. So you already saying they're going to say no, right? So, and by you putting that in your head, you're trying to predict the future, and that's cutting off your present. And that basically stops the future from happening, when in reality, it doesn't exist. It's an imagination. All this, what's going on right now, she's saying no, doesn't happen. You don't even know her voice in the first place. So how you gonna predict if she's gonna say no or not? This is the problem. Okay, for me, example, my big fear is failure, but it's not my fear exactly. It's the fear of my father. You get me? Failing in the fact that he failed and he lives in the past, because he was supposed to be a professional boxer, right? He had like 3-4 matches. He's undefeated. And now he's like in his 40s, right? I'm in my 20s right now. He's in his 40s and he's like upset of what could have been, what should have been. So when it comes to me, it's kind of the same thing. I don't want to be like that. I don't want to turn into that. I don't want to be the person who is angry and like stuck in the past, because that's not a life to live. So me personally, my fear is failing and turning into that. And so by doing that, I'm repeating the cycle, because I'm stopping myself from messing up to fail. You get me? And when you failing, is really a learning process to not fail again. As people, our biggest learning lessons is the past, history, his story, his problems, his issues. We look back, and while people are today, what the biggest issues are, they don't have a history. They don't care about history. They care about only the present. I feel like you should look at the past, see what they did wrong, the problems and failures that they did, to help you for the future. But don't predict the future. Just learn from the past, so you're prepared for the problem that does come ahead. Don't try to predict what's going to happen. Just prepare for when it happens. You're prepared for it because you know what's going to happen. Not trying to predict somebody else's thought, because somebody else's thought is unpredictable. So why are you trying to predict it in the first place? Because, okay, you can have somebody whose parent is an alcoholic, and they see the abuse. Their parent is beating on the other parent. I don't want to be stereotypical. Father beating on the mother beating the kids, blah, blah, blah. As a prediction, you would think there's only one solution to that, but there's 3 actually. Or matter of fact, the fight or flight reflex, right? But I'm gonna go back to the other one. the two solutions if your parents are like alcoholics or drug addicts or whatever, is either do the same thing they do the exact opposite where you're scared of drugs, or teach people on what could happen, blah, blah, blah. That was the third one. I just made that up. But the fight or flight, you don't know how people are going to react in the first place. It's fight the problem that's in front of you, run from the problem that's in front of you, or stay still. You can't predict what people are going to do. Even if their personality is like straightforward, they still can stuck. They still can run. So you can't predict the future. You only can prepare for the future. That's the biggest issue. You gotta live in the moment. Everything else, every thought ahead, behind, trying to predict, trying to plan ahead, trying to whatever. It's all an imagination. The best thing too is be prepared for it. Don't try to stop your blessings before they come. Yeah. So that's my little rant, man. I am Aruggamuffin. If you guys have anything you want to talk about, leave that in the comment section and I'll check it out. Probably make a video on it. So yeah, I'm Aruggamuffin. Like, comment, subscribe, and my God.